It's Monday and we have to make sense of it. Just the obvious elephant in the room. I am still taking down my hair. So if you notice that, bear with me. It's a process. I've been working, content creating, and taking down. What I want to make sense of today is that there is no such thing as a bad person. I've been saying this on my platform for the last 24 hours. So let's dive deeper into this on one concise video that hopefully maybe you can share with someone that might be a little informative. I know. We want to label people like Diddy, Jeffrey Epstein, and Hitler as bad people. I get it. It makes sense. I want to clarify, though I am offering understanding, I want to stress the importance that I am not excusing harmful or detrimental behavior to others or animals. I'm pro-life. Leave the plants alone too. They feel. This is a topic that often pops up in psychology, sociology, and even philosophy. The idea that people are innately bad just doesn't exist. It's an oversimplification of the symptoms that we're seeing. Yes, it's easier to just say, oh, that's a bad person based on some behaviors that they have done. Again, stressing the importance that it's not that they didn't do harmful things, nor do I feel that they should avoid the consequences associated with such behaviors. But in the application of the consequences of such behaviors, we need to also offer understanding. Understanding so that way we can intervene in between these behaviors and the harm that is actually being inflicted on others around them. And when we use things or labels like bad, it releases us from the emotional empathy that is required between us as humans to have. It's an actual hard concept to be empathetic, is which why therapists get paid as much as they do. Okay? So it's easy for you to say, oh, they're just a bad person, and then walk away. It automatically stops there. There's no rehabilitation for this person. There's no hope. There's no love. There's no understanding. It's they're bad and move on. As long as they are a human being or a living creature in general, this guy too, they deserve understanding first. Bad amplifies judgment and removes action and just leaves it in condemnation. There's no rehabilitation in the process. People aren't able to get better. In fact, they fall deeper into the label because they feel like this is what they have to be. People already see me as bad. I have to continue behaving badly because it is what I am. This is specifically true for children. It is very important that you do not call a child bad for any reason. I don't care if the cat's head, you know what I mean? Still, not a bad kid. There is some symptoms, and I want to know what's going on at home, right? But that is not a bad kid, and we are not going to label them that because then we never get to see that behavior go away. It's cemented in, not just in the label, but in their mind, in their belief system, and in the behaviors that are going to become future because they feel like they need to follow out the role of bad. Let's talk about where bad and good really came from when we think about people. As a society, we love the narrative bad guy, good guy kind of concept. It's in our books, it's in our movies, it's in our news, it's everywhere. Though that might be simplifying a situation for specifically a script so that you can follow along a story, it's not really that black and white in life. There is a lot of gray, and empathy allows you to see the gray between the black and the white. Gray area, or the application of empathy, really asks us to consider what are the societal pressures that we are facing as a collective and the individual traumas that we have experienced that leads to harmful behavior. Easy to point the finger. It's much harder to say, I wonder how this person got to this set of thinking or this set of behaving. I mean, really, if you burn dinner one time, are you a bad cook because you burnt dinner one time? No. If you're starting off as a barber and you fuck somebody's line up for the first time, are you a bad barber? No, you're learning, right? That's the same thing if we just take it to something that's inanimate, a clock. A clock's time is wrong. Is that a bad clock? No, it's not a bad clock. It's not an inherently bad clock. It's a clock that needs to be adjusted. Just like a clock, a person may need to be adjusted. And just like a clock cannot adjust itself. If these are bad behaviors, quote unquote, they were learned, which means they're going to have to unlearn them, which means that a lot of times they can't do that by themselves and they need external support, which is why the fields, psychology, sociology, and behavioral health and philosophy all exist. It's to understand human development, human psyche, and human interactions. Through these sciences and practices that this understanding was developed. It's not out of thin air. It's actually a science, scientifically proven. If you call your child bad, they'll behave worse. Just FYI. The biggest reason why they're going to act worse is because your bad was to imply shame. And shame always worsens any situation. Shame is never, ever helpful. When you said, oh, you bad, you wasn't calling a woman bad, like, ooh, that's a bad mama jamma right there. That's a compliment. It's the energy behind it. When you say, oh my God, you're such a bad kid, what is the energy behind that? Right? That's the energy you're giving your own children. Sit with that.